We got some good garlic coming up. What else? We got a bunch of garlic. All this down this row is garlic. And we got this cabbage I put in here. There's a lot of weeds in here too. And then there's like strawberries creeping in. I put this red cabbage in, so hopefully that grows. And then we have some broccoli. It's just barely starting to get flowerets. And then we have strawberry fields. I give the strawberry plants a hit of fertilizer the other day, so they're kind of thriving. This one has so many flowers. Like, I think this one might be some kind of genetic mutation because it flowers super early. Like, none of the other ones are flowering except this one. And it flowers super late. It flowers like almost into winter, so maybe I should clone it and start selling it or something. Maybe it's like an ever-bearing variety. That would be really cool. And we have some blueberries here. They don't have any blueberries on them yet, but they do have some flowers, and these flowers are really pretty. Like, look, they're purple and pinkish red. And here we have a honeyberry. It's really thriving because I gave it a ton of fertilizer, but it flowered already, and it has these little tiny berries. They're gonna turn like really dark black, blue. So that's exciting. And what else is exciting out here? We have more blueberries that are flowering quite nicely. I really went like ham trimming them this year to the point where I was like, are they actually gonna come back? But most of them, like 95% of them, are thriving. Got some more garlic, and then we got this, which is a creeping rubus, which actually, it's like a raspberry, but it's not technically a real raspberry. But it has golden raspberries. I'm not sure how else to describe them because they look like golden raspberries. But I've never gotten any from this plant, but I only planted it like 2 years ago, and it's been creeping along. So hopefully it works. Hopefully I get some berries this year that are edible. And then we have I have a bunch of like really small blueberries throughout the garden that have some flowers, but they're just like ridiculously small. I bought them like at a big box store, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd recommend going to like a nursery. And there's huge price discrepancies at nurseries, so really like shop around and find one that has great prices and great plants. You'll regret it if you don't, because you'll spend literally hundreds more dollars than you need to. I got these 2 currants at a really good nursery that's local. And you can see they're flowering, but in addition to flowering, they're starting to make berries. Look at how exciting. I got juicy clusters. If you live in Washington, you want something to grow that's super easy and you don't have to do a lot of work, and you'll get huge yields, get a currant bush. Get like a Red Lake currant. And they grow into huge bushes. Well, not terribly huge. I think probably 5 foot tall, 3 foot around, something in that kind of a range, but you should invest in 1 or 2 of them. And then you can see down here underneath we have strawberries, and this one is gonna flower in a second. Alrighty, what else can I show you that's exciting? Here I have a little tiny baby blueberry in the center of that wood chip pile here, and then I got some garlic. It's not as prolific as the other garlic. And then I have another currant plant. All my currants are like Red Lake or red currants. Ooh, we got a bumblebee. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. Can you see him? Cool. And then if we venture outside the garden, I have something that I'm extremely impressed by. I have this gooseberry plant, and my plan is to turn this whole wall into a wall of gooseberries. Gooseberries are extremely delicious, but they are not really found in stores for the most part because they have a really small shelf life. After 3 days, they don't taste as good after being picked off the plant. So if you're going to grow anything, I would recommend currants or this, or gooseberry. Literally, go buy yourself a gooseberry, put it in the ground, watch it grow. It is another bushy type of plant. And I don't really have much else going on along here. I try to plant some flowers, but this little patch doesn't tend to do that well. And then this is the outer garden. As you can see, I have some like zucchini squashes, some cucumbers in the ground, kind of all over the place. Just like every few inches, I put a stick next to them so I don't accidentally walk all over them. And then you can see in this little area, like kind of like sectioned off, I have broccoli. But this is newer broccoli than the other broccoli. So it's kind of just barely starting to grow. I'm not sure how successful I'm going to be with this, to be honest. And then we have more potatoes. And these potatoes are like thriving. They are doing 10 out of 10 amazing out here. And then we have some tomatoes. I have some store-bought like this one. And then I have some that I grew like this little guy. And a lot of them are cherry type tomatoes or rare cherry tomatoes that are like different varieties, variations on that. And then along here we have a little row of snap peas, and the snap peas are doing fabulously in this little spot. They're growing like weeds. And then another squash, another tomato, and then I got one bell pepper. It's still alive, so that's really positive. I don't really have luck with peppers, but I'm trying. I can always try. You always want to try some tried and true, and then you want to try some new stuff. And then this is another potato row, but this one was done more recently, so it only has like a little bit of growth in it, like there and there. So yeah, that's my garden tour. I didn't go very in depth here, and there's lots of other stuff like growing around the property that I do harvest and eat. But this is like the staple, quote-unquote, crops that I grow. And you know, if you need a relaxing activity, do gardening, because not only is it relaxing, but you actually get something interesting out of it at the end of the day. And you can go so deep. You can go super light into it, or you can go super deep into it, and you're learning a forgotten skill, essentially. Nobody knows how to grow their own food anymore. And it's fun, and it's cool, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And then along this row of the garden, I have some sugar peas. Right here, another one there. You can see all these brown sticks like this, and this are grape plants that are starting to come back. I really trimmed them back this year. You can see they're starting to have like little growths again. So that's really exciting. And then we've got some thyme. If you want a good herb to grow, get thyme. Also, they have different different varieties of thyme. They have like lemon thyme, a lime thyme that has like a slightly lemony or limey flavor. So I really recommend looking at the different varieties of those. And I got some more strawberries. And with strawberries, the thing is, they send off shoots. So if your strawberry has a shoot, literally you break it off from the main plant and plant it somewhere else. All these I did that with. These are all on a different plant, and I just put them in here. And then you'll have more strawberry plants, and you just fertilize them and you watch them grow. Yeah, so more grapes. I got a little cabbage here that isn't doing too well. It's getting kind of bug eaten. We'll see if it recovers. And then here, I have some potatoes. I'm doing this method of potato growing where I make a row, really kind of like 6 inches into the ground. Then I cover the potatoes up with an inch of soil, and I let them grow. And then as they grow taller, I add back the dirt. You can see right here, here's like the before, and then there's the after when they grow. So I'll let you know how that works out. And then we have another little blueberry plant with some tiny, tiny flowers. And these ones are white flowers. And then more garlic all around here. And then we have chives. And chives have really pretty flowers. I always find bees around them. And yeah, my garden has a ton of weeds, so don't even think about that. Just ignore the weeds. Just pretend they don't even exist. I try to control the weeds. I found a good control method is just putting down cardboard on top of the weeds if you have like a really weedy area where you're not growing anything at the time. I'd recommend that everybody tries that because it's ridiculously easy. And we have like some wildflowers that just grow all over, like these. And we also have like this bushy thing right here is a thimbleberry plant. So I kind of, if I'm not using a space and the plant is native and it's not particularly invasive, like it's not a grass or something, I'll just leave that plant there. Because if you have extra flowers, you're just inviting more pollinators into your garden and you're just killing two birds with one stone at that point. And then over here, I'm doing the same growing method for some more potatoes. You see we have a few that have come up.